If you want to be successful in fantasy football, keep on watching this video because I've been doing so many different mock drafts, been watching different videos, been doing hours of research. I'm seeing big name players being overdrafted and you need to be avoiding them in 2022. And be sure to stay till the very end of the video because not only will I give you a list of all these players, but I'm also going to get you a dad joke. The first one is A.J. Brown. I get it. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I love the fact that we got him. But currently on where he's going on ADP, he's just costing too much. Despite being in a bottom 6 passing attempt offense, A.J. Brown saw back-to-back seasons with 100 targets or more. He's now going to the Philadelphia Eagles, who actually ranked dead last in that statistic. In his first 3 seasons in the league, A.J. Brown ranked 21st, 12th, and then last season ended as wide receiver 33. Though he hasn't cracked the top 10, he's being drafted as a top 9 wide receiver in 2022 so far. As a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I am banking and praying for a Jalen Hurts breakout season, but this doesn't give me much confidence, especially at this current price that A.J. Brown's going for. On top of that, the Philadelphia Eagles invested a lot into their defense, and plus they have a pretty solid offensive line that will only make it far easier for them to continue to be run heavy. The next wide receiver I'm avoiding in 2022 is Dionate Johnson from the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Big Ben retiring, I am trusting that this offense will not be the same. For starters, Big Ben ranked 5th in passing attempts, and not only is going to hamper Dionate Johnson because Dionate Johnson ranked 3rd in the NFL in targets per game. Now, assuming that Mitchell Trubisky now takes the reins as the quarterback for the Steelers, the highest pass attempts he's ever had in a season is 516 compared to Big Ben's 605 that he had in 2021. What gets me reserved is the fact that you're seeing that he is still being targeted as if he's going to still have that same target share, and this offense is going to look far different now that Big Ben is gone. I also believe that with the targets vacated to different offensive weapons there in Pittsburgh, it'll make it so hard for Dionate Johnson to get the same amount of target share that he had last season. DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks is another wide receiver you need to avoid. I get it. He's a big name. He's a big dude, and he's had over 100 targets since coming into the league. With the departure of Russell Wilson, this is only going to be a worse passing offense. When you look at the advanced analytics, Russell Wilson loved throwing the ball deep, and of course the one that benefited the most of that was DK Metcalf. Russell Wilson ranked 4th in air yard passes completed, whereas in the potential starter, Drew Lock hasn't even hit the top 30 in that metric. On top of that, Drew Lock ranked 43rd in on-target passes completed. Couple all that with the fact that DK Metcalf currently is going as a wide receiver 15 and 43rd overall, is just too much of an expensive price tag for me. The next wide receiver to avoid is Hunter Renfrow from the Las Vegas Raiders. Last season, Hunter Renfrow saw a career high 107 targets. On top of that, Hunter Renfrow was 4th in percentage in red zone targets. And lastly, Hunter Renfrow was 2nd in pass percentage, but this all goes down the drain for me because of the arrival of Davante Adams. And with the arrival of Davante Adams, this puts Hunter Renfrow now as the 3rd passing option for Derek Carr. And no one is questioning the talent of Hunter Renfrow. He catches everything that gets thrown to him. He's a great route runner, has deceiving speed, but the point is he's going as wide receiver 27. And that seems too expensive for me considering that he's going ahead of guys such as Courtland Sutton, Allen Robinson, and Gabriel Davis. Chris Godwin is another wide receiver I'm avoiding in 2022, and here's why. For me, it's really quite simple. The injuries is what really concerns me with Chris Godwin. Reports are that Chris Godwin's already a little bit behind with rehab, and this is going to only push back his start time. Projections are saying that he should be back around October, which means he'd miss already a good amount of games to begin the season. And I'm sure you're thinking, dude, that's not that big of a deal. He's only going to miss a couple games. Okay, that's fair, but he's going as the wide receiver 19. I went to deep dive the list of top 25 wide receivers in 2021, and none of them missed the amount of time that Chris Godwin is expected to miss. So don't come at me about the talent of Chris Godwin. It's just the fact that his availability is what concerns me for 2022. I remember hearing this quote from the great Marcellus Wiley: the best ability is availability, and right now Chris Godwin is not going to give that to you in 2022 to begin the season. Another big name wide receiver that you need to be pushing away in 2022 is going to be DeAndre Hopkins from the Arizona Cardinals. There's a lot of factors at play as to why I want to fade on DeAndre Hopkins, but there's really 2 of them. One is called Marquise Hollywood Brown. The second one is a suspension of 6 games. And a little bonus concern, he's already aging and showing that already. Last season, DeAndre Hopkins ended the season as wide receiver 46, and currently his ADP it has him at wide receiver 37. Another concern of mine is Kyler Murray. Last season in 2021, Kyler Murray was 12th in touchdown rate at 5%. I was doing some deep diving and there was only one wide receiver that was 29 years of age or more last year that ended up in the top 25, and that was Keenan Allen. So age and availability are key factors that make people successful in fantasy football. Now you couple that with the arrival of Marquise Hollywood Brown, who's going to obviously demand some targets, and the fact that he's going to miss 6 games. I would much rather invest elsewhere in 2022. To be successful in fantasy football, it's all about understanding the value of your players. And here's the thing, if you're looking for more ways to be successful in fantasy football, be sure to understand the value of your players and how much they're going to cost you. One little pro tip for you is avoid players that you know are going to potentially miss games because of injury or suspension. Set yourself up for success now by understanding that to kick off the season. You made it to the very end of the video, so with that, here comes the dad joke. What kind of tea do football players drink? Penalties. I know. Hey, if you have any other dad jokes, please try to put them in the comments below and then maybe feature in one of my videos. You made it to the end. If you're looking for more videos like this, here is a video where I go over the 6 running backs that you need to avoid in 2022. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you got value and be sure to always keep it 100.